All right, coming back home, and this case has been dragging on. Finally today, we heard that former ambassador and, of course, former media personality and the ambassador to Uganda, Jon Qwelane, has been found guilty of hate speech. The South Gauteng High Court handed down the judgment and ordered that he apologise unconditionally to the lesbian and gay community for homophobic comments he wrote in a column that was 9 years ago. His column in the Sunday Sun was titled, "Call Me Names, but gay is not okay." He suggested that the acceptance of gay marriage would lead to what he called some idiot demanding to marry an animal. The Human Rights Commission had approached the court after Qwelane refused to apologise. Well, to discuss, we're joined by the Human Rights Commission's CEO, Tshepo, who's with us on a telephone call. And thank you for being with us, Tshepo. I'm sure you're pleased with today's judgment.
Yes, we are very happy with the outcome because, it's actually a major contribution to the struggle of creating a human rights culture in our country where there is respect and accommodation for diversity in terms of religion, race, sex and gender and so forth.
Do you expect that he will comply and apologise and all of that?
Well, he has been ordered by the court to apologise within 13 days through a newspaper article, and the court must be advised accordingly. Of course, he has a right to appeal if he wants to, and also he has to pay the costs which are linked to this matter.
One of the difficult things, presumably his fundamental opinions haven't changed. Can a judgment like this also deal with homophobia, if it's something that's in our community, running deep?
Well, it's very important that, in our country like ours, people like Mr. Qwelane, who are very influential, should really not allow themselves to utter utterances or to, undermine the values which form our society. And our values are very clearly spelled out in our constitution that, we are a country which accommodates difference. If we look at the preamble of our constitution, it says South Africa belongs to all who live in it, that in our diversity. So we need to promote that as a society going forward. And these remarks basically are not in line with that. And therefore he has to apologize, otherwise he'll be in contempt of court.
Yeah. Tshepo, I believe that words are dangerous, but what would you say to those people who think that maybe we don't accept difference anymore, that political correctness has gone too far, that you are not allowed to state your views if they don't fit in line with the prevailing opinions on human rights?
Well, our constitution allows opinions, but within limits. And those limitations are clearly spelled out. And in this case, Mr. Qwelane went beyond those limits, and he has to apologize or face the consequence of the law. Because it's very important that, if we are going to build a normal society, that we do actually operate within these limits, which all of us have agreed to in terms of the Constitution, as well as equality law. So we cannot go against those. Otherwise, then we must opt out of South Africa and go elsewhere.
Mm. All right, and finally, what was the outcome? Because there were two cases. He was also taking on the Equality Act, which defines hate speech as hurtful. He said that was too broad and vague. What can be learned from what happened there as well?
Well, the court basically rejected his allegations that, the provisions of the Equality Act go beyond that of the Constitution. So that argument has been rejected. He can go to court, to the Constitutional Court. The High Court actually found his utterances to be hurtful and also inciting hatred against this community.
All right, thank you very much. Human Rights Commission CEO Tshepo. And just to recap, if you've just joined us, the former very high-profile media personality and as well as the former ambassador to Uganda, Jon Qwelane, found guilty today of hate speech, and he has been ordered to apologise unconditionally to the gay and lesbian community.